Welcome back to the channel. So if you're new, I basically now am looking at natural graphite stocks, as I believe they'll be the ones to make you a 5-10x into the future, given natural graphite goes into lithium ion battery, and given my opinion that we're slowly but surely going to electric vehicles. If companies like Tesla and BYD can get them cheaper, the adoption rate will be faster. Things will make the adoption rate faster, things will make it slower. So what's your thoughts on electric vehicles and how fast we're going to them? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know your opinion on natural graphite as well. Yes, I know there's sodium ion batteries that are coming along as well. I see sodium ion will overtake lithium ion, given that everything in sodium ion battery is abundant. So once they streamline the process of making them, they'll probably be the cheaper batteries. And take in mind, a Tesla on lithium ion can do like 600 kilometers. On sodium ion can probably only do 200 kilometers. So the energy density isn't there for sodium ion, but that could change as well. So there are risks in natural graphite. Sodium ion doesn't use natural graphite, I didn't say that already. So anyway, rough figures for Walkabout Resources. Never look at Google for your market cap, always go to this site. It's about 60 million, and they just raised 16 million, so you might have to add that to the 60 million, giving you like $76 million. So these are just questions I was going to ring them about. Some I answer myself with some research. So 60 million to buy the company, then you have to spend another 45 million to build the mine. I think they've already done some of this, not sure where they're at, but rough figures takes you up to $100 million after buying everyone's shares at the last trade price, plus building the mine, 100 million, and then you're going to make $66 million AED and EBITDA. So after you pay the tax and all that, it's actually 25 million. So rough figures, you're paying $100 million, and then you're getting $25 million a year free cash at today's prices in graphite. So what's your opinion on graphite? When do we get into shortfall? Do you expect that we're going to go in shortfall for graphite? And how do you expect prices to grow? My opinion is 2026, 2025, 2026. So now, right now, we're getting graphite out of the ground. Some companies, just say roughly $500. We'll just say Australian, and then selling it for like 1,200. So that's today's prices. Lithium, take in mind lithium hard rock spodumene, which goes in to make lithium hydroxide. The actual spodumene, CXO here, look at this. They used to think they'd get it for $300 out of the ground, USD, sell it for $700. It is now selling for $5,500. So they're getting $5,000 more than they're expecting. And this, I think it's a 2-year payback period, probably became 6-month payback period. So another note, CapEx is important in a company because you want to spend the least amount of money to make the most. And if you're near a capital city, got a good CapEx, existing stuff, that's better than spending a lot of money to make money. It's obvious, but people don't understand CapEx. You have to raise that money, diluting your share price, etc. So back to this. So yeah, that's graphite now. So that's $25 million a year at today's current prices. If this goes to like 3,000, this 25 million could turn into 50 million, 100 million, depending on where the shortfall in graphite takes us. I just suspect shortfall will come, and this price of 25 million a year might go to 50 million. Could even go to 75. Not really sure, but I'm betting it's going to be higher. And even at these figures, it looks pretty good for this company. So this company wasn't on my radar. And then it came down from, I think it was at 20 cents, and then came down to like 9 cents. Funny, this company seems to me, could be wrong, they're building the mine and raising the money as it goes, as if they've got people doing the work, and they're saying, oh, we'll just raise the money and we'll pay you back soon. So hopefully, yeah, here's the pictures, building it. So what I read, it's like money that they're raising is going to pay contractors, which makes me think they haven't paid these guys yet. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm going to try and ring up, find out exactly. So where are we? So yeah, so basically I think when you're investing in a company, you want 5 million tons minimum in the ground. So Walkabout Resources has about 4.5, giving them at least a 45-year mine life at 100,000 tons. They're only doing 40,000 tons a year, so they've got like 100-year mine life, even though they'll say 24-year mine life somewhere. I think that's just for the financial study. So yeah, good grade, 10%. Grade's pretty good as, sorry, Walkabout 11%. So take in mind they can drill more, so that's why it's getting it. They got 5 million in the ground now, that's indicated. And then near mine upside, another 3 million, 1.5 to 3 million tons, 20 kilometers from the mine. They got about 3.5 to 7 million tons, and they got this other mine about that. So decent upside. Take in mind all these companies can probably drill more and increase these tons, but they're not spending the money to drill now because they'll just be diluting the share price, raising money they don't need to. The graphite shortfall right now we might be around. This is 2020. They said 150,000. Could be around $1 million now. 1 million tons now. 2025, 2 million tons per year. So that's why it's going to be a shortfall, because there's a lot of graphite around, but people need to spend that $100 million, $200 million to build the mine and get out, and that doesn't happen overnight. And people are like, oh, should I give you the money? I'm too scared. So who knows? Then 2030, 4 million tons. We're going to need a lot of mines coming online. So 4 million tons, that would take up all this mines thing. And then from 2030, 2035, I think it even goes even crazier. So that's demand each year. So moving back to this, I think I've already done these figures. So it cost them 45 million to build the mine, and then EBITDA, interest before you get the thing, 66 million, but the actual free cash after 25 million. These are just other questions I had. These are rough figures I did on cost for your car. Tesla could be about $700 for the lithium, and they say from mine to in the battery there's heaps of wastage, so they say about 50%, so it could be actually more than 700 million for the thing, could be double that, not really sure. What's your opinion? In graphite I did rough sums. For your Tesla, average size Tesla costs about $1,000 for the graphite, so fair to say if you're paying $60,000 for your Tesla, sorry sir, it's going to be $3,000 more, so that's 63,000. And the guy says, oh no worries, I make that from dividends, because if you buy a Tesla you're probably rich, and then that guy will drive his Tesla around 5 years, and then one of us poorer persons will buy the second-hand Tesla off him, and that's how the EV revolution might slowly come across. Anyway, so where was I? Back to this. Yeah, building the mine. Seems they're raising money as they go to do it. I'm not sure how that's working. I'm going to find out if I can tomorrow. So back to this. So I'm not sure. I think I might have already answered the question, so I'll just go over it again. And check the figures out that I've done if you want to. Don't rely on my figures, do your own research. So coming down. So 24-year mine life. I think that's just for the study. That's for the study, so they got more tons of ground, so that could be 50 years, because they're only doing 40,000 tons per annum, and they got about 5 million tons. Payback period 24 months. Take in mind that payback period, as I said, CXO 2-year payback period, probably 6 months now with a rise in price. So where was I? EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. So then after that, remember I said it came to about $25 million Australian after you paid all this stuff off. MPV, if you don't know what MPV is, watch a video. This number I can't explain either, but I know that's very high. Internal rate of return, can't explain that either, but anyway. So 35% rise in graphite prices last 12 months. This could be 300% 2025. I'm not sure. What is your opinion? Is graphite going to go like lithium did, or is this going to stay a bit more mellower because there's maybe more graphite out there and lithium is a bit more scarce? I'm not really sure. Just let me know what you think. Global graphite estimate 2025. So yep, a lot of graphite needed. And what do you think? Is graphite going to remain the choice? What are the risks? What other batteries are coming that could knock graphite out of the thing? Take in mind, to knock graphite out of the anode, there's people who've been doing graphite and building big things for years, like Panasonic factory, streamlining graphite and lithium-ion battery, and to compete with that, it's going to be pretty hard to do, in my opinion. Although sodium ion probably come along, but they'll work side by side. So yeah, I don't really understand any of this. Bit of jargon to me. What I understand is about $60 to $80 million market cap at the moment, probably half paid for the mine and near-term production. And graphite prices now are just a bit low, and in the shortfall we'll see them rising. That's my rough overview. Yeah, so I think they have a high grade component. I think it's about 10% average with the high grade component. Do your own research, don't really care. On average, rough figures, napkin figures, it looks good to me. So they're already stockpiling the graphite. Does this graphite go on lithium ion battery? Well, I just assume it does. I'd probably have to answer that question. Who knows? That's probably something I should have answered, but anyway, I'll find that out tomorrow if I can, or let me know if you found it. So they've got grid power running to the site. I think there is hydro around here, but not sure it goes there. Who knows? But still, the figures from the sums, they've done those figures and they got $25 million after all those figures. And once they get going, they'll probably streamline costs. If it makes sense to build a solar plant there, it's going to save them that much per year, they probably will do it. Keep coming down. I think I'm just repeating myself now. So yeah, this company came out of nowhere just because the prices come down, because they want to raise money. Where was I? I think it was this one. Yes, I got some other projects, don't care about those. Who knows, it could be good, they're just cherry on the cake. So I haven't bought the share yet. I always like to ring up the company, answer these questions exactly, in case they say, oh, you missed this, we actually have to spend 50 million before we can do that. Who knows, but that's why I always like to ring up the company. They're generally happy to explain stuff to you. Although this company might be a bit busy in production. They might have the contractors calling them because they haven't paid them yet. I don't know. So last time I saw a company this cheap, I was like, wow, that's cheap. 60 million near production was Mason Graphite. They had $10 million in cash, and they had $10 million in shares in another company, and they had world-class biggest resource, like high grade, 11 million tons contained, which is huge. It is in the middle of nowhere, so they have to do a big capex to get that out of there. But just big figures, and I was like, wow, that's cheap, really cheap, and it's gone up double since then. I think they bring out the feasibility study. They're doing a joint venture on the project, bring out the feasibility study. I think they spend 1.4 billion, and then they make that $500 million a year. So payback period like 4 years. And then if graphite price goes up, just crazy. So who knows? So what do you think? Will graphite go like lithium? Will it be, are we in the stage now like core lithium was, or thought they was, and then 5 years later this price here? So in lithium this price went to like 5,000. Is it going to be the same for graphite? Will graphite be like the small mediocre numbers, and then the shortfall causes huge price increases? So let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Criticize me, want to see where I went wrong. I sometimes even watch these videos back and say, oh, that was a stupid thing to say. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on graphite. Thank you and good night.